I've been making music for more than 8 years, and one of the biggest questions that I had when I was starting out is, how do I find my signature sound? And in fact, that's a really popular question that a lot of music producers usually have. So in this video, I will reveal the secret. I have a system. I can show you like step by step how you can find your signature sound in any genre, like literally any genre, any type of music that you make. There's a process that I call the block system when we think of your music like building blocks, like building blocks, and we can build out your signature sound step by step. If you need some help with your music, just check the links down below. Feel free to book a call with me. I would love to have a conversation and help you with your music. So let's get started with the video, and in today's video I'm gonna teach you the updated 2024 method how to find your signature sound. So number one, and this is one of the most important things, is set a clear goal and be specific, right? So what sound are you going for? This is of course like a super simplified version, but are you going for like dark, mysterious, minor sound? Are you going for like soft, uplifting, happy kind of sound, right? So you want to be specific, because if you don't know what sound you want to make, like what's the point and how are you going to get to the goal if you don't have a goal, right? So set a clear goal, be conscious with what sound that you want, and then it will be at least easier to plan, to find the sounds and so on. Let me show you a couple of examples. So in 2018, I was making like deep house kind of minimal sounds. If you listen to this, so that was the type of sound that I wanted to make back then. And if you listen to what I make now, it is just so different. Let's listen to one of the latest tracks that I made. So this is more like sci-tech minimal combination of psychedelic trance, tech house, minimal techno, organic house, like and stuff like that, right? So be specific and set a clear goal on what sound you want, at least like for the next 10 tracks, like for 1 year, right? Just try it out and really focus. That's really important. Okay. Number two, pick your signature sounds. This one is also super important. So again, the goal is to be specific. How do you want your drums, bass, leads to sound? I have, by the way, like a full system for you. So if you go to my comment section, you'll find a link to my superstar producer ecosystem, and I do have some exercises to answer those questions, right? But try to answer like, what kind of drums do you want? What kind of bass do you want? What kind of presets do you want, right? So you want to pick your signature sounds. So here we have two paintings from really famous artists. One is Picasso, one is Dali. So they are different. They are different, and they will have a super different vibe. So the tracks that I showed you, they have different signature elements. So if the first track was more around like this deep house, really like chill, what else? How can I describe that? Just a lot of like deep elements, reverbs and stuff. The new tracks that I make, they are like really orchestral. They are really like powerful, epic. Listen to this one. It's so different, and I'll show you another one. And now listen to this one. This is another from 2018. Totally different vibe, totally different energy, right? But the goal here is, again, you want to pick like What type of bass do you like? What type of drums do you like? What leads do you like? Do you like progressions? Maybe you don't like progressions, like I don't. I don't like progressions. I just like focus on the motif. So again, the goal is to be specific and really like in your mind, okay, that's the sound that I want, and you just go for that, right? And it's like gonna be super simple. Just take a look at your demos and pick like 2, 3, 5, 10 demos where you have some sort of understanding, and just take all the best. And this is going to be the next step that we're going to be talking about. Let's say you made a track, right? So leads worked and you take them to the track 2. Drums didn't work, so you made new drums. And maybe bass works and you took that to the track 2. If you don't have a lot of finished tracks, go through demos and pick your favorite sounds and take them to the next track. The more you repeat the process, the more signature sounds you will have. It's like creating your own library. So if you listen to this track, the arpeggio is actually coming from one of the like early tracks that I made, like 2, 3, 4 tracks before I made this one. And I'm taking all the successful elements, right? If you think of an iPhone, they don't change the iPhone, they just add new features. So essentially you want to think this way, right? So if you listen to So for example, what kind of sounds could I take to the next track? I really like the bass and the kick sounds. Like I almost always use this bass now. Maybe the kick is a little bit too much, but then again, the goal is not to talk about mixing in today's session, right? So you save the bass. You can save like a project, we'll discuss that, or you can just create a rack, right? You just create the rack and you can save it. You can save it like here. Let's go here. It will be in your presets instrument rack, and you save it here. And what's good, like why it's really good to do so, because you can then just drag and drop, right? So you go through all the successful elements. So for example, I really like how this sounds, because it adds some accents, and then I'm gonna bring that to the next track. You're gonna save that. What else? I really like the arpeggio sound, like the main motif, right? So we can go here, and let's just look for cool sounds. So say this one, really nice. So why not take this sound to the next track and just copy, copy, and copy? And the more you do so, the easier it will be for you to. So it's like call and response in this context. And you go through every project, right? You listen to the project, you analyze what sounds you like, and then you just bring them to the next project. Say I have a different part of the same project. Okay, let me give you an example of another track. So there was another track that I made. I made a full breakdown if you watch my previous videos. I really like the percussion. I really like the low end, the drums, the instruments, just generally like the drop. So I really, really like the arpeggio. I like the cello, how I did it. So why not just copy that to the next track, and that would be like the next generation of your sound. And you go like again through every single track. So let's say I do like the plugs here as well. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's for the step 2. Now let's talk about step 3, and this is this one is going to be one of the game changers. Create your own preset banks. So what I noticed with already preset banks is like a lot of sounds that I like and some of the sounds that I don't like at all. So to save yourself time, I thought about that. I didn't do it yet, but I suggest you do it. You don't always have to create your own presets. I use pre-mades a lot, right? It's not the problem with the presets themselves. What I suggest is creating your own library of presets from your favorite banks, right? So for example, I'm gonna show you. So let's say we have a preset bank. I just opened a preset, like a lead preset, and then you go through this, right? So for example, if I like this, then I can just save that, right? So we can go here and we can save that into the user library, right? Create the folder, you call it like signature sounds, right? And then you just save the same presets. Like why it's really good is because you're not gonna be going through the presets that you don't like. What about this one? This one is also pretty good, right? I would save this one. This one, not really, I don't like it. Like 50-50, probably not. This one is cool, I like it. And then you go through all your packs. Just imagine how much time you would save if you go through like all the banks and you save everything into one preset bank, right? And that's gonna be yours. Like the point is to create some system. The point is to save time, and that's what I would say signature sound. You know what sounds to add, you know what to take out, you know how to add them, and so on and so on. So this one is going to be really useful as well. Create a project template, step number 4. So it's super helpful to start with the key elements you usually have in your track. Consider having a template or start a track based on the old one. Make a copy. Having something prepared will help you to get unstuck. Always better to start with something than an empty project. So this one is again up to you. I really like just like make a copy of the track, right? So we have this track. I'm just gonna play it because it's a little bit faster. So I have this track. So why not just make a copy, change the key if you want, and then start adding new elements. You will add elements from your collection because you added something from the previous tracks, right? So again, the whole concept of signature sound is like repeating the same thing over and over again until you realize that, oh, I like it, right? And then you just repeat, you add, you analyze, you tweak it a little bit, you make it better. It's like, again, think of an iPhone. So your goal is to make an iPhone something that works flawlessly in your music, you like it, and you just repeat, you add a little bit, maybe you take something out. That's also possible, right? But I would suggest you either start with a make copy, right? So just take the track. I could literally take like this track, I could take this one, just make a copy, change it a little bit.
I wanna see you drop to the beat in the club. I wanna see you stop, pull your feet, turn it up.
Because it's already like successful, right? I made the arrangement, I made the drums, I made all this stuff. So why would I spend my time creating something from scratch? Although I like doing that sometimes, and I do it. But again, if we are, especially if it's hard for you to finish track, because for me, like I've been making this for a lot of years. So for me, it's not a big of a deal to just make something from scratch. But even like still, I'm noticing that having like signature sounds, right? Just as a template. So kick, bass, leads, maybe pads if you use progressions. I don't. And have some sort of return channels like reverb and delay. So here you can see I do have some return channels, and this is one of the most annoying things. Just like Set it up one time, bro, and everything will be silky smooth. You wanna have to waste your time on this. Now, create a favorite plugin list and learn your tools, right? So this is applicable to synths especially. You can see my top 4. So I usually use Diva. Dune 3 is my new discovery. I like the synth a lot. Serum, Spire, like this kind of stuff. Like, it's very simple, but very, very important. Don't buy every single plugin. Pick a couple you will be using for your sound. Learn them and only then get new ones, right? So the logic is the same. If you look at the synthesizers that I use, it's mostly like Diva for this bass. Here I also use Diva. Just because I'm able to get this like fat sound, right? So the goal here is, again, like, be specific. What kind of sound design do you want? Do you want to do sound design with distortion? So maybe if you want to deal with distortion, make use of your plugins. It could be like Saturn 2. It's a pretty cool distortion plugin, really flexible, like multi-band, a lot of modulation. I want to help you like understand in this video, with this video, what kind of sound do you want, right? So I don't have a lot of effects because I don't really need them. It's usually like a couple that you really need, right? So go through your demos, go through your finished tracks, and just really pick the effects that you use the most and stop wasting your time on buying new stuff, getting new plugins, because it's not work. The actual work is just like doing this stuff. That's what's gonna help you. Buying stuff will not help you. And I really recommend like starting with 1 or 2 synths, like really 1 or 2 synths until you become comfortable with synthesis and really like nail them, learn them. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, if you're gonna do that, if you're not gonna listen to me, like, you don't have to, right? I'm just sharing like my journey, my experience. If you're not gonna listen to me, you will just waste a lot of time. And sometimes I did that myself. I don't want you to waste time. So yeah, pick your favorite synths. So for me, it's going to be Serum. It's going to be Diva, Dune 3. I like, what else? Inspire. Like, I use this one quite a bit because I got a little bit more into trancey, like psychedelic sound. This one is also really cool. So keep that in mind. Organize your sample packs. This one is going to be really, really quick. From my experience, the less sample packs you have, the faster you produce. I have 1 main sample pack from drums and 2 additional ones. That's it. You don't need thousands of samples. You only need 1 good pack. That's it. And the one that I use, I will show you like exactly. It's called Wave Alchemy Drum Tools. I also have Wave Alchemy Bundle, which I use sometimes. But this one is a killer. This one is like really quality samples. I don't use like pre-made kicks sometimes, but like claps, the quality, the amount, like you just get 1 quality one. I can recommend this one. Been using it since like 2018, 2020, something like that. Like really good quality drums. Just get 1 pack. You can get 1 pack for the effects as well. Just like your workhorse. That's the point. Just have 1 thing you use the most, and don't waste your time on like millions of other packs, millions of other like preset banks, right? I want you to be super organized. That's the goal. Okay. Save groups from tracks. This one, if you don't know, like Ableton can do this, is going to be a game changer. You can literally drag and drop groups from one project to another in Ableton, and that's what I mentioned in the beginning of this video. I want you to make music like building blocks, right? And Ableton allows that. So I can literally like group this whole percussion, right? So if you go here, maybe we listen from here. So this is my new building block. You can just go here, go to your user library, wait, and you just save it like this, right? So you will have, let's go here, right? You have percussion, and now you can sort it by color, you can sort it by name, right? So you can see here, I have like some examples. Let's say we go here, that's another track. You can literally like drag and drop, like you can manipulate this like building blocks, like Lego, right? Like these construction blocks. All right, and let's talk about the last tip. It's going to be really simple, but again, another game changer. Save racks with processing. Having pre-made racks will save you a lot of time. So when you're making a track, just imagine that you can make a preset, make a rack of your favorite sounds, so you don't have to go into the synthesizer, twist the knobs, do the same settings just to get the same sounds. Like, you're gonna be doing this like thousands of times, and if it's gonna take you 3, 5, 10, 15 seconds, like 1 minute, just imagine how much time you will lose if you don't do that, right? I'm just gonna go from this angle. So save racks. For example, you can go here, instrument rack. There's one of my favorite sounds. Let's go here. For example, we can take this one, and it's gonna sound like. And without the processing, it's gonna sound like this. Like, it's not bad, but if I'm looking for a specific sound, just imagine how much time would it take me to make this? How much time would it take me to set up this? Then auto filter, then find the preset in Tantra, and then smooth operator. I think I'm like over processing the sound, but it's from the old project from the last year, so that's okay. The most important thing is like to show you why it's important, right? Just imagine how much time I just saved when I have this ready rack. All right, so that's gonna be it. I hope you got some value from the video. Again, I'm combining 8 years of my experience in the short like 20, 30 minutes. I promise, bro, if you follow these tips, if you really do what I told you in this video, you will inevitably finish tracks easier, finish tracks faster, and get closer to your signature sound. Yes, it may take a little bit of time because you might not still like understand what you need, but I promise if you follow the steps, like all the steps that I listed, it will be a lot easier. Okay, thank you for watching. If you need my help, check the links down below. Let's have a chat. Would love to help you with your music, and I see you in the next one. Bye.